Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson is presented by Actistatin, Adena Springs, Ashford Stud, Bloodstock Research, Castleton Lions, Claiborne Farm, Dock Lanes Veterinary Pharmacy, Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association, Keeneland, New York Thoroughbred Breeding and Development Fund, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Paul Miller Ford, Quillen Leather and Tack, Shadwell Farm, Spendthrift Farm, Three Chimneys Farm, and Windstar Farm.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thoroughbred Week, featuring graded stakes action from Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita, including a battle of turf horses in the Grade 2 Fort Lauderdale Stakes and a rising 3-year-old star in the Grade 3 Sham Stakes. We begin with sprinting fillies and mares at Tampa Bay Downs in the Minaret Stakes. Kur at 3-2, a slight favorite over Risky Rachel. Richard Grunder picks up the call.
With 3 furlongs still to run, Kur trying to take them start to finish. Risky Rachel set down for the drive second. Then it's some 6 lengths farther back toward the rail. Leah's Exchange racing along third and Ambusher. Now unwinding fourth with a 1/4 mile to run, Kur. And on the outside, here comes Risky Rachel and Daniel Centeno. They're into the stretch. Risky Rachel ranging up on the outside, and Kur appears to be struggling inside the final furlong. Risky Rachel on the outside, and Kur ties the battle back, but can't go with the classy mare, Risky Rachel. And she's in front and going away to take the Minaret Stakes.
In her first start off a nearly 15-month layoff, New York-bred Risky Rachel runs by Kur to defeat the favorite by 3 1/4 lengths. Daniel Centeno up in 1:10 Risky Rachel had been sidelined since finishing 5th in the Iroquois Stakes at Belmont Park in October 2012. A 4-time stakes winner in her home state, the Juan Coronel trainee records her first open stakes victory. The 7-year-old mare by Limehouse was bred in New York by her owner, Sanford Bacon. Risky Rachel has earned $412,000. American Produce Records is now available online. Visit brisnet.com/APR for unlimited access to the pedigrees of more than 3 million thoroughbreds for just $275 a year, now including sire stats. To Santa Anita for fillies and mares in the PASEANA Stakes. Ron McAnally, who trained Hall of Famer Paseana, sent out Miss Serendipity as the 2-1 favorite. Trevor Denman has the call.
They run into the far turn, and Rock and Glory still the leader. Being taken on early now by Golden Production. Miss Serendipity's third. On the far side, Stanwyck starting a run. Halo Dolly in the blinkers, and still last Irish Presence. They tightly grouped as they run past the quarter pole. Golden Production on the far side. Rock and Glory has to find more at the rail. Stanwyck is moving into contention. Then Halo Dolly on the inside. Miss Serendipity got nowhere to go. They come for home now, and here's Stanwyck on the grandstand side. And Stanwyck coming home fast. Golden Production's tough, trying to keep her at bay now on the inside. Halo Dolly's in with a shot too. Coming for home, Stanwyck on the outside. Golden Production's all hot. And Golden Production kept on finding and came home to win it.
9-1 Golden Production by Three Chimneys Farm Stallion Exchange Rate holds off Stanwyck by a head. The second stakes winner of the weekend for Martin Pedrosa. The Keeneland Cells graduate clocked in 144-1. Since being claimed by trainer Peter Miller on behalf of Myron Miller for $40,000 out of a winning race at Santa Anita last October, Golden Production has extended her winning streak to 4. This marked her first stakes victory. The Pennsylvania-bred 5-year-old mare originally sold for $80,000 as a Keeneland November weanling. Golden Production has earned $208,000. Watch Thoroughbred Week replays online at tbredweek.com. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with graded stakes action from Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita coming up in this segment. We begin with the Built Ford Tough Race of the Week, presented by Paul Miller Ford, built Ford Tough for over 60 years. To Oaklawn Park for the 5th season stakes. The entry of Drogue and Cyber Secret favored at 50 cents on the dollar. Frank Miramati has the call.
It's Joy Boy in front by a length. Drogue trying to cut into that margin just a bit, second. Outside of him, Jaguar Paw takes third. Occasional View is losing ground. Cyber Secret is asked for a bit more as Drogue puts his head in front, coming to the quarter pole. It's Drogue, the new leader. Cyber Secret 3 wide. Joy Boy is racing in between them. Jaguar Paw is next. Steel Case, Turquoise Cap rallying widest of all. Do No Harm is next. They're at the top of the stretch. And Drogue is trying to save the day for the entry. He opens up on his stablemate and leads by 3. Cyber Secret is in second. Steel Case in third. Followed at the rail by Joy Boy. Drogue puts on a show under Calvin Burrell, and he will romp in the 5th season. Drogue by 7, 8. Cyber Secret holds second as Drogue marches.
Drogue draws off to defeat entry mate and last year's winner Cyber Secret by a widening 9 lengths. Calvin Burrell aboard in 147.4, a 108 brisk speed rating. Both runners race in the colors of Oaklawn Park owner Charles Sulla, although Mike Johnson trains the winner and Lynn Whiting conditions Cyber Secret. Drogue making his stakes debut after taking his last 2 starts at Churchill Downs. The 6-year-old horse by Victory Gallop was bred in Kentucky by Sulla. Drogue has earned $201,000. To Gulfstream Park for the Grade 3 HAL'S Stakes. Last year's winner Chaba, the 3-1 favorite, Larry Comas has the call.
24 flat was the opening quarter. It is not a fast pace at all, and Chaba is the front runner. Lee a half length behind. Good Time Had by all third. Simstown fourth on the inside. Then Jackson Bend neck and neck, a 4 wide Purple Egg at the half-mile pole, only 3 lengths off the lead, and it's 5 lengths more back to Strike One and Uncaptured. 47 flat for the first half mile of the Hal's Hope. And it's Chaba on the inside, fighting for the front with Lee alongside. Good Time Had by all third. A 4 wide Purple Egg is fourth. Simstown fifth on the inside. Then Jackson Bend neck and neck. Uncaptured is getting closer, but is 4 wide. And Strike One is last, and they're into the stretch. And Lee has taken the lead. It's Lee in front. Chaba to the inside, tries to battle on in second, but Lee's got the lead. Jackson Bend is also gaining ground. It is Lee in front, close to home. Jackson Bend is second best as Luis Saez wins his 1,000th victory with Lee in the Hal's Hope.
A milestone victory for Luis Saez as Lee by Claiborne Farm Stallion First Samurai defeats Jackson Bend by 3 1/4 lengths. The Claiborne Farm homebred runs a mile in 1:35.1. Winner of the Grade 3 Commonwealth Turf Stakes as a 3-year-old for Al Stall Jr., Lee gets a graded stakes victory on dirt in his first start for Bill Mott. The 5-year-old horse was bred in Kentucky by his owners, Claiborne Farm and Adele Dilschneider. Lee has earned nearly $410,000. Luis Saez with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. To Santa Anita for the Grade 2 San Pasquale Stakes. Blue Skies and Rainbows, the 2-1 favorite. Once again, here's Trevor Denman.
And away they go. Blue Skies and Rainbows, Majestic City. They sprint away early to set a quick early pace. Then comes Majestic Harbour, Rousing Sermon on the outside of that. Then Spud Spivens, Blingo down at the rail. And Drill would have been caught very wide, but Drill is now going to drop in behind them. They set a good pace. Past these 7/8 they go. Blue Skies and Rainbows, Spud Spivens right there second. Then back to Majestic City in the third spot. On the far side is Majestic Harbour. They've been followed by Blingo, who's now 5 off the leaders. Alongside of that comes Drill and Rousing Sermon. Taking closer order as they go onto the backstretch, Blue Skies and Rainbows. Tries to slow them down a little, leads it by a length to Spud Spivens. They've been followed by Blingo. Up alongside of that is Majestic City. On the far side we have Majestic Harbour. Drill is second last and Rousing Sermon still last, but only 5 lengths covers them all. Past the half mile they go. Blue Skies and Rainbows, a length and a half to Spud Spivens. Blingo coming through at the rail. They followed by Majestic Harbour. Majestic City losing ground. Behind that comes Drill, who's still 5 off them, and then Rousing Sermon. They are coming to the quarter pole. Blue Skies and Rainbows taken on by Majestic Harbour now. Majestic Harbour, Blue Skies and Rainbows finds more at the rail. Then comes Blingo, Drill behind that, and Rousing Sermon on the outside. Homeward bound, Blue Skies and Rainbows, tough, finds more and kicks away again. Blue Skies and Rainbows, powerhousing for home. Majestic Harbour continues to chase from second, but it's Blue Skies and Rainbows going on to score. Blue Skies and Rainbows and Martin Pedrosa have taken the San Pasquale.
Favorite Blue Skies and Rainbows, the front-running winner by a length and a quarter over Majestic Harbor, drilled third for a sweep by Keeneland Sells graduates. Martin Pedroza up in 1:43 flat. After finishing second in the Breeders' Cup Marathon, Blue Skies and Rainbows wrapped up last season with a victory in the Grade 3 Native Diver Stakes. The 5-year-old horse by English Channel was bred in Virginia by Edward P. Evans and was a $33,000 Keeneland September yearling. The third winner on the card for trainer Jerry Hollendorfer, Blue Skies and Rainbows, has earned nearly $670,000 for Bad Boy Racing and Whizzaway Farms. The Spendthrift Farm Breed Secure Stallion of the Week is Dominus. Call Spendthrift today to inspect this multiple Grade 2 winning son of Smart Strike. His first foals arrived this year. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 3 Sham Stakes coming up in this segment. 3-year-old stakes action is presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. To Oaklawn Park for fillies in the Dixie Belle Stakes. More Than Beauty, the 2-1 favorite. Once again, here's Frank Miramati.
The leader is Zip On, who zips along and opens up 2.5 lengths. At the rail, More Than Beauty trying to keep pace. Denali Cattail is just outside of her, now claiming second. They are followed by Street Story in fourth, as More Than Beauty losing ground steadily. Racing Holidays, Silver Valley is next. They are followed by Wicked Dixie with 1/4 mile to run. The leader, Zip On. Street Story is moving up nicely in between horses. These two will arrive at the 8th pole together. Street Story is closing strongly, as is Questley, who has surfaced late on the outside of Denali Cattail. Down at the rail, it's Racing Holiday, 16th pole, and Street Story takes command. Questley continues to make solid progress late. Street Story, Questley on the rail. It's Racing Holiday. Street Story wins the Dixie Belle.
5-2 second choice. Street Story takes it by a length over Longshot Questley. Ricardo Santana Jr. aboard the Keeneland Sells graduate in 1:14-1 over the sloppy track. Street Story broke her maiden in her second start at Churchill Downs last summer. And following a 6-month layoff, the Steve Asmussen trainee finished second in the L'Atelier Memorial Stakes at Fairgrounds. The filly by Street Cry, out of a half-sister to Horse of the Year Point Given, was bred in Kentucky by John C. Oxley and was a $155,000 Keeneland September yearling. Street Story has earned $98,000 for Whispering Oaks Farm. To Aqueduct for 3-year-old fillies in the Ruthless Stakes. Summertime Friend, the 9-10 favorite, John Embrial picks up the call.
The 3-year-old fillies head up the backstretch, and it is Summertime Friend with the lead by 1.5 lengths. Vera Amorte has come off the rail, is racing in second through an opening 1/4 mile in 23-2. Alpaca Fina, Mamduha right together, third and fourth, and then it's 4 lengths. To keep in mind who trails as they race midway on the turn. Summertime Friend, the odds-on choice here, leads by a head. Vera Amorte now draws right alongside. Mamdahar has asked for more and is coming on the outside. So the 3 of them will hit the top of the stretch together. Vera Amorte, Mamdahar on the outside. Summertime Friend is now back running in third. The half in 47 seconds. Vera Amorte all out to hold off Mamdahar. Mamdahar on the outside. Vera Amorte on the inside. The 2 of them heads apart with a 16th of the wire. Mamduhar, Vera Amorte. It's going to be tight in the Ruthless, and it is a photo finish.
And here's another look at that photo finish. It's Vera Amore with the lead on the inside, under 118 pounds, and Irad Ortiz Jr. But Mamdaha is gaining with every stride on the outside, toting high weight of 122 pounds, and Eddie Castro. And Mamdaha gets up to take the photo by a nose. Homebred Mamdaha by Shadwell Farm stallion Daher sprints 6 furlongs over the muddy track in 1:12 flat. After finishing second in her debut, the Kieran McLaughlin trainee has put together a 3-race winning streak. Mamdaha capped off her 2-year-old campaign with a 4.5 length victory in the Gin Talking Stakes at Laurel Park. The winner was bred in Kentucky by Shadwell Farm and is owned by Shadwell Stable. Mamdaha has earned $170,000. To Santa Anita for the Grade 3 Sham Stakes. Only 4 went postward with Midnight Hawk, the 2-5 favorite. Trevor Denman picks up the call.
On to the backstretch they go now, and on the outside, Midnight Hawk picking up the pace. Midnight Hawk now puts his head in front. Christo's still right there at the rail. Only a length and a half back to Ontology, and I'll wrap it up at the rail. They run past a half-mile pole. Midnight Hawk on the far side. Christo's come right back. They head and head again with a half-mile to run. A length and a quarter back comes Ontology. I'll wrap it up at the rail. They run past the 3/8 pole, and Christo's come right back on the inside. Midnight Hawk right there. These two nose and nose as they come to the quarter pole. Ontology's trying to hang tough in third. I'll wrap it up, drops out. They have a quarter of a mile left to go. Christo down at the rail. Midnight Hawk on the outside. Still stride for stride. Midnight Hawk the advantage now, though. And Midnight Hawk takes the lead and kicks for home. Christo's second. Ontology plugging away third. Past the 8th pole, and it's Midnight Hawk. Now he shifted in a little, but he's clear by a length and a half. Christo comes back at him on the outside. Midnight Hawk digs deep. He finds more, and Midnight Hawk will come home to win it.
Odds-on favorite Midnight Hawk rolls home by a length and 3/4 over Christo. Mike Smith, the winning jockey, in 1:36 2. Smith was also aboard when the Bob Baffert trainee broke his maiden by 6 1/4 lengths on debut at Hollywood Park in December. The colt by Midnight Loot was bred in Kentucky by Mike Pegram. Midnight Hawk has earned $87,000. The winner is owned by Hillendale Equine Holdings. Joel Queenie-Vaili, head coach of the defending Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks. Blackhawks assistant Mike Kitchen, former Minnesota Vikings head coach Mike Tice, and Pegram. Midnight Hawk paid $280 to win and is the Malone's favorite of the week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. Coming up, a turf battle at Gulfstream Park. Time now for the feature race of the week, presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. To Gulfstream Park for turf horses in the Grade 2 Fort Lauderdale Stakes. Summer Front, the 6-5 favorite. Here's the call by Larry Colmus.
They're racing in the Fort Lauderdale, and an awkward start for Yero. It is How Great out for the lead. There goes Utley to the outside and Tetradram from the inside. And now Yero, who did not come out smoothly, is up to join them. And these four are right together as they move for the turn. Then the favorite Summerfront, who's down on the rail just inside of Nicky Sandcastle. After that, Slumber and Mucho Mas Macho. It is Tetradram on top. Luis Saez and Tetradram lead the way to the backstretch. A length and a half to How Great in second. Yero is third. The first quarter was an easy one, 25 seconds flat. Then a hard-held Summerfront. Fourth on the inside, 4 off the lead. Utley is next. Nicky Sandcastle has 6 lengths to make up at this stage. Then Slumber, followed by Mucho Mas Macho, who's lingering at the back now. 11 lengths off the lead as they continue their way up the backstretch. Tetradram out there by 2.5 now. Runs a half in 49 seconds flat. How Great is second, Yero third, Summerfront. Still hard held, fourth on the inside. It's going to need a way through. Then Utley, Nicky Sandcastle is next. Slumber is moving up on the outside of horses, and Mucho Mas Macho. Tetradram up top. How Great attacks Utley, swings up on the far outside, and then comes Yero, Summerfront, still in behind horses in fifth, Nicky Sandcastle, and they're into the stretch, and it is still Tetradram in front. Summerfront's got a clear run at him now. Tetradram reaching for the wire. Summerfront on the outside, Nicky Sandcastle third. Summerfront, Tetradram fighting on the inside. Summerfront and Joe Bravo have won.
The heavy favorite Summerfront by Claiborne Farm Stallion Warfront rallies to defeat Tetradram by 3/4 of a length. Joe Bravo aboard the Keeneland Sells Graduate in 1:42 1. Winner of both the Grade 3 Miami Mile and the Grade 3 Cliffhanger Stakes during a limited 4-year-old campaign, Summerfront was coming off a nose setback in the Grade 2 Citation Handicap. The 5-year-old horse was bred in Kentucky by Graceville Breeding. Trained by Christophe Clement, Summerfront has earned $704,000 for Waterford Stable. The colt was consigned by Niall Brennan to the 2011 Keeneland April 2-year-old sale, where he was purchased by Stephen W. Young agents for $475,000 after this quarter-mile breeze in 21 1. Multiple graded stakes winner Summerfront, the Keeneland Sells Graduate of the Week. We'll see you next week here on Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson is presented by Actistatin, Adena Springs, Ashford Stud, Bloodstock Research, Castleton Lions, Claiborne Farm, Dock Lanes Veterinary Pharmacy, Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association, Keeneland, New York Thoroughbred Breeding and Development Fund, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Paul Miller Ford, Quillen Leather and Tack, Shadwell Farm, Spendthrift Farm, Three Chimneys Farm, and Windstar Farm. Online at tbredweek.com.